The Mahindra Scorpio N has been on sale for around 2 years now, and it's been available in a very wide range with multiple trims, petrol, diesel, manual, automatic, and even a 4x4 version. But just recently, Mahindra decided to further expand this SUV's range by launching a new Z8 Select trim, and I'm gonna tell you what it's all about. But before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to the Autocar India YouTube channel, share this video with your friends, and give us a like if you enjoyed watching. The version you see here is the Z8 Select petrol manual, which is priced at Rs 17.09 lakh ex showroom, which is a massive Rs 1.65 lakh cheaper than the higher Z8 variant. The Z8 Select is available in petrol and diesel with manual and automatic gearbox options. However, it can't be had with the 4x4. As for features compared to the Z8 trim, this Z8 Select misses out on things like a push-button start-stop, a tire pressure monitoring system, automatic climate control, automatic headlamps and wipers, and power folding mirrors, which is really not that much considering the massive price delta, especially when you consider that this continues to get things like 17-inch alloys, LED lights, a sunroof, a touchscreen with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, 6 airbags, ESC, and much more. Here's a look at the complete features list. With that out of the way, let's get the show on the road. So apart from being a new variant, the reason why I'm driving the Scorpio N again is because this is the petrol manual powertrain and we haven't experienced this one before. It's powered by Mahindra's 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine called M Stallion, and it's a potent one. It puts out over 200 horsepower and 370 Newton meters, and it's paired to this 6-speed manual transmission. This engine is very refined, both at idle and while you're on the move. Now, unlike the diesel, the petrol doesn't get drive modes, but that's not a big miss because this engine is so responsive, it doesn't really warrant them. Off-the-line responses are very good, and that strong mid-range punch means that you're never left wanting more. Now, this is not a particularly free revving engine. In fact, it doesn't even rev that high. It goes up till 5,500 RPM. So yeah, most of the performance is concentrated lower down and in the mid-range, which really suits the character of this big SUV. In fact, in our 0 to 100 kph sprint, the Scorpio N petrol manual did it in under 11 seconds. That time is not far off the much lighter and smaller Hyundai i20 N-line manuals. The in-gear acceleration figures are also respectable. And because that mid-range punch is so good, overtaking on the highway is also a breeze. In fact, if you're in the right gear, you won't even have to make a downshift to make that overtake. What I also like is that this is quite an easy SUV to drive despite its size. You're sat up nice and high, you get a great view out, the steering is light and slow is the clutch. So yes, this feels right at home in city confines. However, the 6-speed manual does require some effort to slot in. Now let's talk about fuel efficiency. This is a 2-liter turbocharged motor and it's pulling around a big heavy SUV. So yeah, don't expect great numbers. Just for reference, by the way, we haven't been able to test this car as per our instrumented real-world tests, but from what I can see in the MID, with a little city and highway driving, this one is currently returning 7.3 kpl. As for ride and handling, this is still a body-on-frame SUV, so there's no escaping that top-heavy feel. But significant changes with respect to the chassis stiffness and suspension setup have improved its road manners over its predecessor. The Scorpio N feels much tidier around the bends, the body roll is well contained, and the light but precise steering also helps. The ride quality also feels far less busy than the previous gen. There is still a bit of bounciness, but given that it's based on a ladder frame, some lumpiness over low speed bumps is acceptable. Overall, the Scorpio N feels stable and confident on the road. Inside, you get an upright dashboard with a good mix of materials, and the build quality and fit and finish is decent. The dual-tone brown and black upholstery also looks upmarket. The front seats are large and supportive, though the lumbar support feels a bit excessive. This Z8 Select trim can be only had with a bench seat in the middle row. Headroom and knee room here is tremendous, and it can easily fit 3 adults. The curbside seat features a one-touch tumble feature, and access to the third row is easy. Space here, however, is tight for adults and best saved for kids. There's virtually no boot space with the last row up, and it just folds and tumbles. And while that does free up much more room, the folded seats do eat up quite a bit of luggage space. As for design, the Scorpio N is your typical butch and upright SUV with a lot of interesting details. The overall design is a bit reminiscent of the old Scorpio, and it definitely has a lot of road presence, which buyers of this SUV appreciate. There's also a new midnight black paint offered with the Z8 Select, though the one you see here is the Napoli black shade. So, in conclusion, this new Z8 Select trim of the Scorpio N proves to be really good value for money given the features it offers and the attractive price tag. And if you are someone who enjoys driving, you will appreciate the punch that this petrol engine offers. However, the petrol manual is not the preferred powertrain choice for this SUV. The low efficiency will have you visit the pumps regularly. The third row isn't spacious enough and the manual gearbox is notchy. But then this SUV's strengths lie in the value which comes from the Z8 Select trim. It gets crucial features for a more attractive price, and that's what buyers are going to appreciate. And the fact that it is a comfy and practical SUV and it has secured a 5-star safety rating from Global NCAP for adult occupant protection will be an added bonus.